From the moment you began to think, you were lied to. You were told you are a single being, a mind and a body walking through life, bound by the limits of flesh and logic. But this was the first deception, because you are not one. You are four bodies, four forces, four elemental pillars shaping every part of your existence, seen and unseen. Your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, and your spiritual body. These aren't poetic metaphors. They are real, tangible energy systems that affect how you feel, how you think, how you move, and what you manifest. And here's the most critical part. When even one of these bodies falls out of alignment, your entire life spirals. Your thoughts betray you. Your emotions rule you. Your body feels drained. Your spirit flickers in the dark. But it's not because you're broken. It's because the world taught you to live in pieces, fragmented, disconnected, unaware of the power that belongs to you. And that's no accident, because when you reclaim these four bodies, you take back control. Control over your energy, control over your outcomes, control over your evolution. And that's exactly what they don't want. Everything you experience, every sensation, every thought, every emotion is not just something that happens to you, it happens through you. Through the interconnected forces of the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. Most people only recognize the physical. They chase fitness, health, looks. But what about the emotional currents beneath the surface? The beliefs carved into your subconscious? The fire of your spirit screaming for expression? Body 1, Earth. The physical, your vessel, your foundation, your temple. When this body is strong, you feel energized, grounded, and resilient. When it's weak, clogged by processed food, drained by screens, suffocated in toxic environments, you feel stuck, foggy, disconnected. The modern world is designed to sabotage the physical body, because when your energy is low, your willpower is low. And when your willpower is low, you're easy to control. Body 2, Water, the emotional. This is your frequency, your signal. Emotions are not just feelings, they're commands. They tune your vibration and dictate what you attract into your life. Grief, anger, fear, these lock you into cycles of scarcity and survival. Love, joy, gratitude, these align you with abundance and flow. But what does society feed you? Constant fear, division, anxiety. Because if they control your emotions, they control your reality. Body 3, Air, the mental. This is the architect of your experience. Your thoughts build your world. But here's the catch. Most of your thoughts aren't even yours. They were implanted by schools, media, and authority figures, not to empower you, but to program you. The system doesn't want thinkers, it wants followers. And until you rewire your beliefs, you'll stay caged in a world designed by someone else. Reprogramming the mind isn't just self-help, it's liberation. Body 4, Fire, the spiritual, the most suppressed, the most powerful. Your spiritual body is your divine core, your will, your purpose, your raw energy of creation. When it's active, you cannot be manipulated. You see through illusions. You walk with purpose. When it's dormant, you're disconnected, numb, drifting through life, hoping something will change. And this is why they bury spirituality beneath ridicule and noise. Because a soul on fire cannot be controlled. Most people only nurture one of these four bodies. The physical. They chase health, hustle, and hacks. While their emotions rot, their minds decay, and their spirit goes quiet. And so they stay stuck, looping through the same problems, hitting the same walls, never knowing they've been fractured by design. But true transformation only begins when these four bodies come into alignment: physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, earth, water, air, fire. This is the hidden framework of your existence. This is how you break free. Everything in nature moves in cycles. The sun rises and sets, the moon waxes and wanes, seasons shift, tides ebb and flow. And just like the earth, you are governed by these same invisible rhythms. Your growth, your struggles, your breakthroughs, they are not random, they are phases. And when you don't understand where you are in the cycle, you fight the very process that's trying to evolve you. You get stuck, you repeat, you suffer, not because you're weak, but because you never learned to flow. The cycle of transformation mirrors the seasons: spring, air; awakening, summer, fire; trial by fire, autumn, water; ego, death; winter, earth; rebirth. Each one is essential. Each one represents a phase of your consciousness. And when you understand them, you stop resisting and start transforming. Spring, air, the awakening. This is where it begins. A spark of curiosity, a moment of realization, a deep, unshakable knowing that something's not right. You start to question the world. You start to question yourself. You open your eyes, and everything looks different. Spring is the season of new awareness. The air is filled with possibilities. You absorb knowledge like breath. You feel inspired, motivated. But here's the trap. Knowledge without action is a cage. Many get stuck here, consuming book after book, video after video, thinking that information equals transformation, but it doesn't. Awakening is only the beginning. Real change starts when you stop thinking about it and start becoming it. Summer, fire, trial by fire. Then comes the burn. This is where life turns up the heat. Old beliefs start to crumble. People you once aligned with drift away. Everything you once built now feels foreign. You start shedding layers of who you thought you were. And it hurts. Not because you're failing, but because fire is not gentle. Fire is transformation. It burns away what no longer serves. This is when your body shakes. Your emotions rage. Your thoughts rebel. This is where you are tested, and many run from the flame. They retreat back to comfort, back to ignorance, back to sleep. But if you face the fire, if you let it burn through you, you emerge as something new, not destroyed, but purified. Autumn, water, the descent. Now comes the fall. You've survived the fire. But what now? This is the ego death, the slow, reflective spiral inward. Autumn is not as violent as summer, but it's deeper, heavier. It asks the questions most people spend their lives avoiding. Who am I without the roles? What beliefs have I been carrying that were never mine? What am I still afraid to feel? This is the season of release, of emotional cleansing. Old memories resurface. Unresolved wounds ache again. Your emotions don't just visit, you become them. And if you fight this process, if you numb it, suppress it, or distract yourself, you'll only repeat the cycle. Because what you do not release, you will relive. But if you surrender, if you allow the flood to wash through you, you begin to see what's real. You begin to feel truth, and the illusion of your old self begins to dissolve. Winter, earth, the void. And now, silence. After the storm comes stillness. Winter is misunderstood because it feels like nothing is happening. No growth, no clarity, no spark, just quiet. But this is where your rebirth begins. Not in the light, but in the dark. Your nervous system recalibrates. Your energy realigns. Your spirit rests. It's the sacred pause, the void where the old has died, but the new has not yet emerged. And this is where most sabotage their transformation, because they can't sit with the unknown. They rush, they force, they push through. But the truth is, if you don't honor winter, you rob yourself of the integration your soul needs to rise again. You can't skip winter, you must become it. And when you do, something extraordinary happens. The seed of your new self begins to form in silence, in darkness, in stillness. The loop of the lost. Most people are stuck in half cycles. They awaken, but never take action. They face the fire, but retreat at the first sign of struggle. They enter the fall, but numb instead of feel. They touch the void, but rush back to distraction. And so, they never evolve. They just recycle different versions of the same reality. But once you learn to move through the seasons, once you align your actions with your inner cycles, everything changes. You stop resisting pain. You stop fearing loss. You stop questioning your timing. Because now, you understand the rhythm. You move with life, not against it. You don't just awaken, you transform. And this rhythm, the 4 seasons of consciousness, is only the second layer of the hidden structure. What lies beneath it is even more powerful. If you've ever wondered why life feels like an uphill battle, why fear and stress are everywhere, why your manifestations fizzle out before they form, the answer is vibration. Everything in existence vibrates. Every thought, every emotion, every object, every part of you is energy, radiating, attracting, resonating. This isn't philosophy, it's physics, and it's the key to understanding everything. Because here's the truth, your vibration dictates your reality, and those in control, they've mastered one thing, keeping yours low. The law of vibration. You've heard of the law of attraction, but few understand its foundation. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. You can write goals, speak affirmations, visualize success. But if your dominant vibration is fear, lack, or doubt, that is what the universe reflects. Your frequency is your signal. It is the code the universe reads to shape your reality. And if you don't control your signal, someone else will. The low-frequency trap. Look around. Fear, panic, division, despair. The world is saturated in low vibrational energy. And it's not by accident. News headlines pump fear. Social media fuels comparison. Entertainment glorifies dysfunction. Food is stripped of nutrients. Air is filled with toxins. Your environment is designed to keep you anxious, disconnected, and drained. Because a low-vibrating person is easy to control. They don't question. They don't create. They consume. Why you feel drained? If you feel constantly tired, foggy, uninspired, it's not laziness, it's energy suppression. Your frequency is being hijacked by what you watch, by what you eat, by what you believe. They've turned your nervous system into a battleground, firing stress signals until you collapse into apathy. But the moment you realize this, you gain your power back, because no one can vibrate for you. Only you can choose the frequency you live in. How to break free. Stop feeding the fear. Turn off the noise. Cut the toxic loops. Reclaim your mental space. Clean your inputs. Food, water, media, conversations. If it lowers your frequency, it's not worth it. Move into gratitude. Gratitude isn't just a mood. It's a frequency hack, a bridge to higher states of being. Claim your emotional sovereignty. Stop reacting. Start responding. Own your state. Own your power. Because the shift doesn't begin when the world changes. It begins when you change. Vibrate higher. Live higher. Love, joy, peace, gratitude. These are not just feel-good ideas. They are states of consciousness. And when you operate from them, the universe responds. Synchronicities appear. Manifestations accelerate. Obstacles dissolve. Not because of magic, but because vibration always matches vibration. When you rise, your reality rises with you. Sacred geometry and the code of reality. But vibration is not random. It follows patterns, precise, ancient, mathematical patterns. The Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio, the Schumann resonance. These are not coincidences. They are the geometry of reality. The ancients knew this. They built temples aligned with the stars. They understood that shape, sound, and structure influenced consciousness. Modern society has forgotten. Instead, we live in concrete mazes under artificial light, disconnected from the earth, disconnected from source. But when you realign with these patterns, when you tune your life to the natural code, you reconnect to the current of creation itself, the sacred blueprint hidden in the Bible. It goes even deeper, because encoded in ancient texts, specifically the Bible, is the map to integrating your four bodies. Not religious dogma, but energetic design. The four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, each represents a body, each corresponds to an element. Mark, fire, spirit; Matthew, air, mind; John, water, emotion; Luke, earth, body. This isn't about worship, it's about awakening. Jesus wasn't just a teacher, he was a symbol of alignment, a being who mastered all four bodies, who died to the old self and resurrected into full divine embodiment. The resurrection? It's not just a miracle, it's a metaphor for you. You too must die to your limits and rise into your true power. You've been lied to, told you are weak, told you are separate, told you must wait to be saved. But the truth is, you are the architect of your own reality. And once you raise your vibration, no system can hold you. You don't need more knowledge, you need activation. And that begins now. So now you know. You are not just a body, not just thoughts, not just feelings. You are a multi-dimensional being, a fusion of four forces, four elemental bodies working in harmony: earth, water, air, fire. You've awakened to the structure. You've seen the cycles. You've felt the frequency war that has kept you distracted, divided, and drained. Now comes the final step, reclamation. Because knowing is not enough. Transformation requires action. And that means becoming what you were always meant to be, a conscious creator of your own reality. The system will not give you permission. Let's be clear, this system is not designed for your freedom. It's built to keep you asleep. Distractions, doubt, chaos, it's all engineered to keep your energy scattered, to keep your mind spinning, to keep your spirit numb. Because once you reclaim your power, you are unstoppable. But no one is going to hand that power to you. You must take it. Step 1. Master your energy. Your energy is your currency. Every moment you spend, you're investing into something. Where is your attention going? To fear, to noise, to validation, or to your evolution? You must learn to guard your energy like sacred fire, because it is. Your power is not in what you do, it's in how you vibrate. Clean your inputs, remove the drainers. Say no to what doesn't nourish your soul, because until you master your energy, you will continue to leak your power to forces that do not serve you. Step 2. Speak with intention. Words shape worlds. Every sentence you speak sends a command to the universe. I can't. I'm tired. I never get what I want. Each one is a spell, and the universe is always listening. So speak like a creator. I am. I choose. I create. Your voice is your wand. Use it to cast a reality worth living in. Step 3. Act from alignment, not from fear, not from habit, not from pressure, but from truth. Aligned action is magnetic. It attracts the right people. It dissolves resistance. It opens doors where there were once walls. The more aligned you become, the more reality reshapes around you. Not slowly, not someday, but now. Step 4. Detach from time. The system teaches you that transformation takes years, that you must wait, climb, struggle. But reality doesn't respond to time. It responds to frequency. The moment you align, the shift begins. It doesn't care if it took you 10 years or 10 seconds. It only cares how deeply you decide. So stop waiting for the right time. There is no better moment than now. But even now, the resistance will rise. You've come this far. You're awakening. You're shifting. But the system doesn't go down without a fight. And it doesn't fight with chains. It fights with thoughts. Sudden doubt. Emotional chaos. Crisis disguised as distraction. You'll be tempted to retreat, to shrink, to go back. But that's how you know you're close. Because the greater the breakthrough, the louder the resistance. Do not mistake friction for failure. It's proof that you're leaving the old paradigm. This is the threshold most will not cross. They'll stop here, not because they're weak, but because they were never taught what comes next. But you know better now. You know that alignment is the weapon, that awareness is the shield, that energy is the path. You are not a victim of reality. You are a composer of vibration, and your symphony is just beginning. What happens next? You become magnetic. You become still while the world spins. You walk with purpose while others wander. You speak less, but create more. Synchronicity follows you. Obstacles dissolve. Truth reveals itself. Not because of luck, but because you've stepped into your natural state. Power. But you are not alone. And this is what they fear the most. That one awakening will lead to many. That one light will ignite thousands. That's why they isolate you, why they silence truth, why they suppress connection. But the illusion of separation is just that, an illusion. We are many, and we are rising. Together, we become a force they cannot contain. This is the new paradigm where creators remember their nature, where energy is valued more than status, where silence holds more power than noise, where you don't wait to be free, you declare it. You are not here by accident. You are here because something within you is ready, ready to activate, ready to embody, ready to become. So the final question is, now that you know, what will you do? The system won't stop, but when you awaken, it can't touch you, because a soul in alignment is untouchable, unshakable, unstoppable. This is how the world changes, not through control, but through consciousness. You hold the code, You are the key, and now the door is open. Welcome to your true self. Welcome home.